With EQ set up, the next step is compression. Compression is used to even out volume levels, ensuring that louder and softer parts of the narration stay more consistent. Let's go through how to set it up using different tools depending on what you're using. One thing I do want to make clear is that Tri-Leveler 2 is solving a problem normally dealt with by a compressor, but in a different way. And because of that, I'm not going to talk through using a free plugin like ReaComp. If you're not using PureComp or SmartComp 2, you can just skip the compression stage entirely. Let's start with PureComp. Drag an instance up to the FX chain, click the settings at the top right, disable the soft limiter, and enable auto gain after learning. Then play the same audio you used to learn with the EQ, with the same setting for speech. This time there is no speech high or speech low. Hit record. So you can record yourself talking for a little while, saying lots of lovely things, talking about bread and cheese and pancakes, and that is all you need to do there. Make sure style is set to clean. It's the only option suitable for narration. Adjusting clarity doesn't have a correct setting per se, or at least it's too simplified a term to be able to say exactly what's right without testing it. When I used to use PureComp, I used to set it to 100, but lower settings might work better. To be absolutely frank, I don't actually have good enough ears to really tell the difference, so I usually do A/B testing with anyone willing to put up with me and listen. Finally, if somehow the auto gain setting at the bottom hasn't been enabled, it's enabled when it's filled in like this, enable it. As always, save the preset. And save it as default. Now I'm going to remove it because I'm now going to show you SmartComp 2 instead. With SmartComp 2, the process is mostly the same. We add it to the FX chain. We click at the top right to open the settings. We're using Tri-Leveler 2 to ride the gain, so we do not want to set the input gain after learning. Make sure this is off. On the other hand, we do want to enable auto gain after learning, so make sure that one is on. And we do not want to undo the work we've done with Tri-Leveler. Now come out of here, change your audio to speech. Unlike PureComp, there is a low and a high one here. Play the same audio. So you can record yourself talking for a little while. Saying lots of lovely things, talking about bread and cheese and pancakes, and for some reason I always default to talking about food when I have to make up something on the spot. You'll see I did it a second time there. It's because I interrupted it the first time. Once the magic has happened with SmartComp 2, the settings at the bottom will become adjustable. First, make sure style is set to 0, because for narration we want compression to be as transparent as possible. Then for spectral compression, set it all the way up to 150, because otherwise you're not actually going to benefit from a lot of what makes SmartComp 2 special. Then I set colour somewhere between -40 and 0. The closer you can get it to 0, the less the tonal balance will be shifted. However, if you want SmartComp 2 to also act as a de-esser, then you need to nudge this down. For my voice, I use somewhere between -10 and 0 for one microphone, the microphone I'm using right now, in fact, and -20 for my other main microphone, as it is prone to much more sibilance. When I've been working in duet or dual style with female narrators and I'm doing the audio engineering, I'm much more likely to put this down to somewhere between -30 and -40. If you find that the overall sound is affected too much, you can also adjust this bit here to limit where the compressor works. I suggest moving the bottom to 4 kHz or even 4.6. which is the maximum there, 4 kilohertz, and leaving it at that. Bear in mind that doing this means no compression will occur below 4 kilohertz. So if you still want some regular compression to occur below that point, then you will probably want to dial spectral compression back to 125. I wouldn't go lower than that though, because Tri-Leveler 2 has done most of the work. Finally, double check, make sure that auto gain is enabled. That's the filled in A down the bottom right. As always, save as preset. And save as default. And please, if you haven't already been doing it without the reminder, save this as your template again, just to make sure that you do not need to redo all this if something goes wrong. You just do what I'm doing here. Save, replace. In the next video, we will be adding the final step to our FX chain. See you soon.